Hey guys, welcome back to Starry Sisters Creations. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be explaining what pattern testing is and how it works, how you're picked to do a pattern test, the process of it, and then like the outcome. And then I'm also going to show some of the patterns I've tested recently. There's a couple I cannot show because they're for a book that my friend is making. So those ones aren't able to be shared yet, but will be shared in the future. So I'm going to show you what those are here in a few minutes. I just want to quickly go over what pattern testing is and what the purpose is. For crochet, when you're making a pattern, typically you'll type it out. There's a couple different programs you can use. You can just use Google Docs, you can use Word documents, or I prefer Canva, and that's where a majority of my fellow friends also create their patterns is on Canva. It's just easier platform to be shared and used for the purpose of making a pattern. And there's really nice graphics and colors and things on there as well that I personally like. So every pattern test is a little bit different. It depends on the creator, how they go about getting pattern testers. There's a couple different options. So option one is they'll just post an open tester call on Instagram or wherever they're getting their testers from, saying, hey, apply here, like, comment, share, let me know what yarns you're using, things like that. And then they'll pick from that group. Then there's others that will go through like Patreon, where they have Patreon members only that they only use, or they use Patreon and select a few from there, and then they use normal Instagram to do the rest of the selection through that. And then there's also, like, I have a couple of friends that I test for pretty regularly, so like I'm on a rotation. But they also pick people that haven't tested for them before, but having a few people that you've worked with previously that give you good notes, that test really well, that are consistent, those are always good to have. So there's always people that will have those backups, and at least one or two of the testers might be within that kind of group or range of people. So that's part of it. What is pattern testing exactly? Essentially is you have a pattern that you created and you want someone to go over it, or multiple people. Make sure, one, it's legible, you can read it, it makes sense, it's easy to follow, there's no misspellings, everything looks correct, pictures are clear, if you have links, the links are working. Tiny minute things like little itty bitty details. For me, I have dyslexia, so I can't always tell if I have punctuation when I type or if it's in the right spot. My grammar isn't the best in written form. So that's something that I definitely like to have people look over. Just make sure everything makes sense, spelled correctly, grammatically is readable. So with pattern testing, typically a creator will give you the pattern for free at the end of it, or I have known some people, they'll give you that pattern for free and then another pattern, things like that. It just depends on the person and their preference. It's a really good way to build community. It's also a good way to get your knowledge up, to know more about it. For me, I like doing pattern testing for a multitude of reasons. I love doing a bunch of different patterns. I do have multiples, a few, but I like to do a variety, and I like to just have fun with it and see how other people write their patterns. Helps me for future reference of writing mine, to like what makes sense to me, the flow, things of that nature. It's just nice to also work with other creators and see their frame of mind, where they're coming from, the style. I just like doing that kind of stuff. So I really enjoy doing pattern testing. I want to show you guys some of the pattern tests I've done. So most of the pattern tests that you'll do, it's depending on what it's for. So I'm going to show 3 different pattern tests that I've done recently, and I'll show like the cover photo and the name of the pattern. Typically, if it's just like, it'll be a pattern tester calls for one plushie. Now, sometimes there's like multiple plushies and they'll be like in groupings. So I'll show you the difference in that here in a moment. Most of the time I tend to make more than I technically need to. I like to make multiples if I can, just because I think it's fun to test out different colors and have different looks and have like 2 different versions of the same plushie. So that's what I typically do when I do a pattern test. So starting off is going to be the one that I did the most recent. So I'm going to say it wrong. I keep pronouncing it wrong. Nixie the Seahorse. And this adorable plushie is created by Sweet Fluffy Stitches. So this is the cover photo. And then let me grab, I should have placed them in a better spot. So this is the one that I made, the big one that I made. So look how pretty. I love these eyes. These eyes are from 3J's Handcrafts, hand painted. They are beautiful blue. I just love it. This beauty and all of the orange glory that she is. And then I have the little one I made. So this one is this one I hand painted the eyes on this one. They're both from the same pattern, but you can see it's quite the size difference. So the only difference between them is the yarn type that I use, so the thickness of the yarn, and then the hook size I use to crochet with. So that's why they are such a drastic size difference. But one, I like doing the really big size differences because I think it's cool, and I like having a big and small version. It's just really cute, and I like using different colors and trying to go off different things. So these two are Nixie, and they are absolutely adorable. I just am obsessed with how they turned out and how big this one ended up being. It's crazy. I have pattern tested quite a few times for Sweet Fluffy Stitches for Jay. Joy to work with, always makes such cute patterns, easy to communicate with, answers questions, works really well with you. I cannot recommend enough for working with them for pattern testing, and their patterns are gorgeous. I have several of their patterns, and I use them pretty frequently. I want to make more of them. There's specific ones I really want to do. I just haven't had the time. They're on my list. I have such a big list. But it's so much fun to test for her and make the adorable plushies. So these are Nixie. This was my most recent pattern test that I did. I can't remember exactly when I did it. There's been so much stuff going on. So this is Glimmer the Unicorn, created by A Pocket Full of Posies, which is Riley. Another incredible creator that I have used multiple of her patterns. Amazing to work with for pattern tests. Super kind. Does a beautiful job on patterns. This little fairy up here is one of the Twinkle Fairies. So with her, again, I only needed to make one, but I have a tendency to make more than one. So starting off, I got this little purple unicorn, which turned out really cute. This is made with cachet yarn. Oh, I forgot to go over the yarns. I'm gonna backpedal. Forgot to go over the yarns for this one. So this one is Bernat Blanket, and then the new, I can't think of the name of it right now. I'll add it in editing. But this yarn is the new, it's a new one by Loops and Thread, or Big Twist. It's a Big Twist at Michael's. That's what this one is. And then this is Bernat Blanket. And then this one is Loops and Threads Skinny Chenille yarn. That's what I use for these from Michael's. This unicorn, little Glimmer, she is made with cachet yarn, the soft velvet yarn. So this is Glimmer. And then these eyes were from 3J's Handcrafts as well. And then this is the other version of the unicorn version of Glimmer. I love the hair on this one. It's so pretty and like it gives like beachy vibes, like sunset beach vibes is what I feel at least. Again, 3J's Handcrafts with these gorgeous eyes. And this one is made with all Bernat Blanket yarn. You can see there's quite the size difference between the two, all in different hook sizes and yarn types on these ones. Last but not least of these, I decided to do the horse version. So with Riley's pattern, this one had two different versions. You can make a unicorn or you could do a horse. You can mix and match different parts. So like, for instance, this one has a little stripe down the middle. So you could definitely add the stripe down the middle on the unicorn if you wanted to as well. A really cool thing I like about Riley's patterns, a lot of her patterns are versatile or have multiple versions or little tweaks you can do to change it slightly, and it just makes it really fun and very creative. I love her monster pattern set because it's so versatile. You can make so many different creatures with it. It's all your imagination and it's really easy and fun to follow. So I love her patterns in general, but I am obsessed with the hair on this one. This one turned out so cool. It's so thick and like floofy and amazing. The mane is just gorgeous and it's just fun to mess with the little twirls. You can make the hairstyle really fun on this one. I did end up embroidering the eyes on this one. This one is also the new big twist yarn that I can't think of the name of at the moment, and Bernat blanket for the rest of it. But I think it turned out so cute. I love the little stripe in the middle. It's just gorgeous. And so I got these 3 beauties out of doing that pattern test, and then these will go to markets. This one's actually sold to one of my cousins already and will be going to their forever home here next month. So it's really cool to see what family members like. I've had quite a few family members who will message me like, hey, can I buy this one from you? I'm like, of course, if I still have it, or I can make it again and do a custom colors, things like that. I love doing customs as well. It's always fun when a finished piece is loved so much and I still have it available and they ask to purchase it. So this one will be going to its forever home next month. So these beauties are all done. Now, if you notice the size of those ones time frame wise depends on each of the patterns. Both of those patterns took me a couple of hours to complete, but also with pattern testing, I'm also reading through every single line, making sure everything looks right, spelled right, makes sense. So it takes me longer. So they take me a couple of hours, whereas sometimes when I go to remake them, they might only take me 1 to 2 hours, where they took me 3 to 4 before, because I was being very precise on reading through and making sure everything made sense as well. That's one thing with pattern testing. Sometimes it's going to take you longer to complete it than it would if you're just following the pattern, because you're actually testing to make sure it makes sense. Now with this next group, it's a little bit different. So with this next group, the way that they do their patterns is they do mini ones. So these small patterns, when they do pattern tests, most of the time they'll do groups. So test like 4 or 5 out of this pattern set or something like that. It depends on what the pattern is, what they're creating. These are the little Duckies variety pack. This is a two-parter. I ended up testing all of them. I only had to test like 5. By Poggy's Place by Kelly, and she is amazing. I love her. So much fun to work with, very creative, makes the cutest little plushies out there. Amazing friend that I've made through the crochet community and just enjoy talking to. I will message her when I have questions or if I just need to bounce an idea off of someone. Super helpful, incredible creator. So I want to show you just a handful, because I think there's 25 of these. I have a whole basket full of Duckies, and they're so cute. Whole basket full of Duckies. So I'll just show you a couple of them. So like there's the little cowgirl one, little mohawk, and then I think this one's my favorite. I'm not 100% sure. They're just so cute, but I love the little mushy hat. And the best part is, warning if you're a headphone wearer, I put little squeakers in them, so they do have to stick out just through a stitch. That way they get air, because they don't squeak as well if they're fully encased in the yarn. But I think they're amazing and so cute, and I'm so excited to take these to my next market. I think they will sell pretty well. I wanted to show you again size difference wise. So these are the same These are the same pattern. This is just different size yarn. So this is Premier Parfait Chunky yarn. And then this one is Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles. Not Sweet Snuggles Light, just the Sweet Snuggles. So quite a big size difference just between these as well. I do want to make like even smaller ones with the skinny loops and threads and see if I can make some earrings. I don't know if they'll be small, if they'll end up small enough, but I think it would be really fun to have just a little ducky earring. I might do one with a hat. I'm not positive yet, but I think that would be a really fun thing to just wear to shows. So that is something I do want to make, but really fun, easy to follow, quick patterns. These ones take me like 20 minutes. Some of the hats take me a little bit longer, so it varies from like 20 to 45 minutes for me to complete them. If I get into a rhythm, it goes a lot faster. It really just depends on which one I'm making. And once you continue to make them, you tend to get faster, and then you'll find like a certain speed or amount of time it takes you to make them. But these are the pattern tests that I've done recently. I hope some of my explanation of what pattern testing is and how it works is helpful. Let me know if I should go into more detail for you guys. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching, and if you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I also have some really fun videos planned that I hope I can get out to you guys soon. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, bye!